If you can hear me, welcome to 2021. Brian here for quantlabs.net. Finally got my little thing working. Okay, let's take a look at our first trading day of 2021. How bad is it? Well, let me show you. Here on finance.yahoo.com, you can see it right there. Blood, even oil. Gold is up. I'm going to show you that as well. Forex is up 1/3%. Mixed others. Bitcoin is up 3.42. So as usual, Bitcoin is outperforming everybody else. Nikkei is down. FTSE's up. So we were just talking about that on another webinar. So let's show you what we speak of here. All right. So usual MotiveWave. Welcome to 2021. This is how it's done. 4-hour harmonic scans. We want our target price to be higher than our current price. So let's go through the excellent scores. I only go through either excellent or very good. Very rarely do I go through the good and the fair. So looking at longs, we got Australia, US dollar. This is back on track as we like it. Now we start to get into the shorts here. I'm not going to mention them, but we do have a short here through this. Short there. So notice this. We have a long here, Australia, USD, and a short here on the same. So that tells you it's a washout. Usually that doesn't mean a lot, so don't pay attention to what I just said earlier. Euro, Canadian. Okay, so here it's all shorting, not looking good in any of this stuff. Okay, so I did talk about this, let's say a week ago around Christmas time. It's perform, it doesn't do well. When the markets don't do well, this thing starts to perform. And we're just starting to get some new data here over the last 4 hours. These are 4-hour charts. So this may start to turn, continuing along. This one we have another long, Euro, Swedish. This may start to turn around as well if the markets continuously go bad. I did verify this when the last crash in March, April, or February, March. This did. South African Rand. Rand I don't look at all. It's too high in the spread cost. Anything in the Singapore dollar I would start to pay attention to look out there. This is an interesting trade here. Is the Singapore against the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen may start to strengthen as a safe haven trade. So as we talked about, the Singapore dollar may start to give you some nice investments there, as you can see here, since the December 22nd. That's been a nice trend up. All right, USD, INR, the rupee, Indian rupee, trade down. That's something I don't really like to look at. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have the momentum, it seems. Here's another long for the USD Japanese yen, so that's a good sign. Another hideout here. You can see this big bar here. I don't know if that's volume, but pay attention to it. USD Turkish lira, no. Against the yen is a short. So we got a couple more here. I'm not seeing as much New Zealand as I used to see. That was trading quite well, but it's more involved in shorts now for some reason. Okay, let's see here. We got long here on the Canadian Swiss franc. I wouldn't pay attention to that either. Now here's an interesting one, is the Deutsche 30. It has been trending up. Actually, do a comparison. Both are shorts. You can see the incline since mid-November has been pretty well the same on the SPY 500. So the UK 100, France as well. Just so you know, from a historical point of view, I've always seen France do really good. That's the CAC 40. So traditionally, this can be a index that can do fairly some of the gold exchanges here. So it looks like I got a connection problem. Okay, it doesn't matter. So we have gold here in Canadian dollar. Funny enough, there it is. It's starting to move up. It's trending up. We're starting to actually get solid longs now. Keep getting knocked back. Okay, so do remember that because that's Swiss franc. Again here. Now the question is which currency is it best to hold gold in? Now one way to do it through these harmonic scans is the number of, probably a good currency to have your gold, whatever, held up in Swiss francs. Let's look at the euros, another good one, because we have 3 of those. Swiss francs, because you get some extra oomph out of that versus holding it in, let's say, US dollar. Well, US dollar is useless right now. Same with the gold and Japanese warning ones, is to do fairly well. But right now, from looking at the move magnitude, the whole back to our gold in New Zealand, we also get some extra mileage with those as well. So yeah, do keep your eyes up where you want to hold your gold. Singapore might be a good one. Not looking, oh, there it is. So it's been fairly flat. It's not been showing any sign of dropping yet, but it does have a short on it. We have another short there, short on the France 40 again. Euro and Australian. This is an interesting one to watch. Doesn't look like it's going to do a whole lot. And that's the Euro against the Australian. Euro against the Czech. I would have hoped to see some more performance here. I don't see it, even though it does have a long. But you got lira. So two of them are long. One is a short. So it's not very compelling. The Deutsche 30 short there. You know, it's really rare to see any form of a long on a market like a stock market. Singapore right here has a long, so that doesn't look awesome. But out of all the other stock markets I've seen worldwide, or because this is a way to confirm the strength of the overall Singapore market, because I do think if the markets do tank globally, people will start looking at Singapore as a safe haven, and including its dollar and including its market as well. So you could do that to get that exposure. British 100, UK 100 short again, and got a couple more here. Now, one thing I need to put out there, if you are watching US, this is Awanda data. Globally, there's not, as you can see through this scan here, there's not a lot of mention of anything in US dollar because it's weakening. It's been dropping. It's hitting a 2-year low. So here the only thing we might find is Treasury or the market. So you can see here the Russell 2000 out of the US markets. Traditionally, if there's any performance in the US markets, you might get out of the Russell 2000, if that. Here in the Treasury, let's go through this very quickly. We got a short, short, short. Traditionally, you would think that because the U.S. market is the best in the world and the safest and the most credible, you can see just a 30-year Treasury is calling for a short, and you got 3 of them. That says how weak the U.S. overall is looking. Nobody wants to hold U.S. dollar because of the dropping performance. If you hold U.S. dollar or anything U.S., it's just a sinking ship because of the credit cards that they have and just, oh, another trillion, no problem, and never think about the impact it has. Again, we have the U.S. rupee, got a long there. I got to wait it out to see this perform. Same with Awanda, but overall, this is something I kind of watch because if you looked at the price charts here, it did show signs that there was some strength in the Saudi Riyal, which would make sense. That's where a lot of wealth is. On the 10-year, and this is probably the only performance you may get on holding anything U.S. regardless. So you have 3 10-year calls, one's a short, 2 are long, okay, but you can get better performance elsewhere. Here's one, natural gas. This really depends upon weather. If we have a cold winter, you can see it's moving up. Oh, that's weather dependent. So as long as we have a cold winter, natural gas will do well. We had a warm season between these periods, that's why it does not do too well, because as I said, it's weather dependent. Okay, so we have the Canadian Swiss franc. Again, it's just flat. Does have a long. Not really a good call here, I don't think. Flat there. Pound against the rand. It's got a long, but again, it's just one of those I wouldn't really take seriously. New Zealand Japanese yen short. Last one, rand against the Japanese yen. No. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. I don't think there's much more to talk about. We don't have any comments. So all I can say is thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good day. Talk to you later.